Liverpool made it 5 wins from 5 in the Premier League this season with a 2-1 victory over Tottenham at Wembley. Gini Wijnaldum headed the Reds in front in the first half after Michel Vorm had flapped at a corner. The Dutch keeper failed to recover in time to claw away Wijnaldum's powerful header, with goal line technology confirming the goal. Roberto Firmino doubled Liverpool's advantage after the break after good work from Sadio Mane and some more dubious goalkeeping from Vorm. Eric Lamela gave Spurs hope in stoppage time with a good finish from a narrow angle, but it proved too little, too late. Here are 5 talking points from the game. With Jordan Henderson, James Milner, Gini Wijnaldum and Naby Keita all fit and available, Jurgen Klopp was always going to have a difficult decision to make ahead of this one. It was Liverpool skipper Henderson that was left out, with Klopp insisting the decision actually underlined the midfielder's importance with PSG just around the corner. But it perhaps signifies that the former Sunderland man is currently down the pecking order at Anfield, despite putting pen to paper on a new long-term deal recently. His place on the bench was attributed to a long World Cup campaign at the start of the season, but Liverpool's impressive start may mean an elongated spell as a backup. Hugo Lloris had an injury before his drink-drive wrap and faces a couple of weeks on the sidelines. Michel Vorm came in here and had a bit of a stinker, in all honesty. He flapped at a corner for the first goal, before failing to claw Gini Wijnaldum's header away before it crossed the line. Then, for the second goal, he failed to gather what seemed a fairly simple ball to control after Sadio Mane's cross had come back off Jan Vertonghen, leaving Roberto Firmino with a tap-in. Lloris' absence could turn out to be a bigger problem for Tottenham than they had perhaps envisaged. Harry Kane and Mo Salah scored 62 goals between them in the Premier League last season, but neither is playing to their full potential so far this term. Kane has played a serious amount of football and hasn't looked himself since his Golden Boot-winning exploits in Russia. Salah was injured at the World Cup after limping out of the Champions League final and, though he looks sharper than Kane, has not yet hit the heights of the last campaign. The Egyptian actually seemed to get stronger as the game progressed, and went close to finding the net late on. They have just a pair of goals each in 2018-19 and neither added to the tally at Wembley. For all their free-flowing, swashbuckling football last season, Liverpool were always suspect at the back. In this their 5th game of the season, they came within minutes of keeping their 4th clean sheet with the only previous goal they shipped, at Leicester, coming courtesy of a goalkeeping error. Virgil van Dijk is arguably the best centre-half in the world and is proving something of a bargain despite his £75 million transfer fee. Joe Gomez has been a revelation alongside him since returning from injury and had another stormer here. And, what's more, their solidity hasn't stifled their attacking play in any way, shape or form. Very good signs for the Reds. It really is difficult to believe there were fans, pundits, journalists and more the world over wondering whether Roberto Firmino was a good signing during his first season on Merseyside. The Brazilian must be an absolute dream for a manager. A selfless team player, as hard-working frontman as there is and more than capable on finding the net. He notched his 2nd of the season here. He will probably never score an easier goal, but it was again his all-round display that caught the eye. Mo Salah and Sadio Mane still probably get more plaudits as the star turns in Liverpool's irrepressible front three, but Firmino makes them better. At this stage, he may even be the most important part of the trident.